video is very important. Bear with me. Remember, they're changing my image and my voice because they're basically scientific racists who like to pretend that they're chosen and not the Royal African Martial Art Order. You should already know that I'm right, but after this video, certainly you'll know that I'm right. In Psalm 18, it starts off, and this is about the cloud, and proving my point about the cloud. It starts off saying that the author is glad that he loves God and he has strength from God, and God is his shield, his horn, which is a symbol of strength. It says that in the footnotes as well. And that he calls out for help. Okay, so death is overtaking him. Sin is winning the struggle in his soul and spirit. What happens next? Psalm 18:7. The earth trembled and quaked at the foundations. The earth trembled and quaked, and the foundations of the mountains shook. They trembled because he was angry. Smoke rose from his nostrils, consuming fire came out of his mouth, burning coals blazed out of it. In Hebrews, it says God is a consuming fire. In Isaiah, I believe it says Jerusalem is the furnace and Zion is the fire. So Zion is the fire, Jerusalem is the furnace. This is key. Okay, burning coals has something to do with a furnace. Okay, so Isaiah 65 is where it says that the Jews are like a smoke in his nostrils. Okay, so as something is purified, right, and it says this in the Bible as well, it says the crucible for silver, the furnace for gold, or something to this effect, but people are tested by their praise. So earth and the adversity of the Spirit of God saying obey is testing them, and smoke is coming out of the nose. It's all the failed Jews that we're referring to, because remember, these prophets and in Psalms, they're chastising the Jews first and foremost. He parted the heavens and came down. Dark clouds were under his feet. Okay, dark clouds were under his feet. So now, it's interesting because dark clouds they also symbolize the water of life, right? When it's about to rain, the clouds are dark. So there's a lot of mystery to what's going on, yet it's pretty straightforward, right? So why are clouds dark to the primitive person? Okay. So it says, he parted the heavens and came down. Dark clouds were under his feet. He mounted his cherubim and flew. He soared on the wings of the wind. Here again, just like in Psalm 104, it talks about the wings of the wind. He made darkness his covering, his canopy around him, the dark rain clouds of the sky. Out of the brightness of his presence, clouds advanced with hailstones and bolts of lightning. So, again, there's some sun symbolism in here where, the sun is the greater light in Genesis. Out of the brightness of his presence, out of the brightness of his warrior spirit, his righteousness, his justice, the characteristics of God, right? Remember the word name is mean scrambled. What does it mean? What are the traits, the characteristics? Clouds advanced, right? So the cloud represents the rally point, right? The collection of righteousness and well-being. Water symbolizes life, righteousness and well-being in Isaiah. It can also symbolize affliction, right? For those who don't obey God. When righteousness comes into contact with wickedness, it is adverse to it. Okay, so out of the brightness of his presence, clouds advanced with hailstones and bolts of lightning. The Lord thundered from heaven. The voice of the Most High resounded. Remember, I can't stress this enough. The voice first and foremost symbolizes the actions. Actions speak louder than words. Psalm 19 again, it says the heavens declare the glory of God, but it says the speech they're using is not human speech, right? They're speaking, but it's not with human words, right? It's their actions, their presence, the communication as you study it, as you stare at it, etc. He shot arrows and scattered his enemy. With great bolts of lightning, he routed them. Okay, so this is key. Remember, it says, Jesus said, I am, and you'll see me coming on the clouds in one version and in the clouds in another. One of them's like Mark, and the other one is, I forgot the other one is, but it's on and in the clouds. Okay, and it's a war spirit, like I've been saying time and time again. Okay, he says he shot arrows and scattered his enemy. Early on, it said, that is a consuming fire coming out of his mouth. There's hailstones, there's bolts of lightning, okay? He routed them in the valleys, okay? So he sent them fleeing, right? They're fleeing from the responsibility of being a man and obeying God through me, the collection of righteousness, the rally point. Even without a single other person obeying, I'm still a collection of righteousness, like a cloud, okay? On and in the clouds, right? The light, the fire, and the water of life, okay? He routed them. The valleys of the sea were exposed, and the foundation of the earth were laid bare. The foundation of the earth were laid bare at your rebuke, Lord. Okay. At the blast of breath from your nostrils. Okay, so he's testing people with the forces of nature and that which is unseen in the spiritual realm, and it is a war spirit, right? He's not playing. He forged the sun. He forged the warrior. Okay, remember, you look at the evolution chart. It's people, they're holding sticks and they're slowly starting to stand up, right? And they usually they put the guy with the stick at the end or something. That shows you that the warrior spirit of God is causing them to stand up. And remember, most scientists were monotheistic people historically. So where does this evolution chart come from? It comes from people who believed that there was one God. They just didn't have the heart to follow him.